Right, so some people may or may not know that in 24 was a year where I lost my closest friend, Alex.
I think I will ask God why for the rest of my life, and never will I come to understand it. Even if God himself came in front of me and told me the reason, I don't think I would accept it. Some loves are too hard to bear, and with great love comes great pain, and with great loss comes the greatest pain of all. If love could have saved you, you would have lived forever.
Alex has always been there, like, since the early days of the gym as my biggest motivation, like, one of the biggest drives that I had, like, to want to do shit, because I'd been going to say, I can't be asked, like, get up, get it done, do you know what I mean? So, losing that's big, obviously. I'm doing a lot of things now to make sure that I don't let her down. Obviously, my family always never want to let them down. Like the whole degree thing. Like, my mum promised when I was a kid, never really could be asked to go to uni, but I fucking did it. And then, same goes with this. Like, as you're sat at home now, like, you need to have a reason why you're going to do things, why you're going to get up in the morning. Because when you lose that reason why, you lose that drive, it's very easy to then see no way out, to see no justifiable path, nothing that you actually want to do, and thinking, oh, I can't. You've got these people that rely on you, your family, kids, your missus, this, that forefront of your mind all the time as drive to do everything. My other second closest friend, Ash, he got locked up. Motivate and direct people.
I would rather fucking die trying. Fuck this. How corrupt the system actually is.
So I felt like I lost two of my biggest supports, two of the people that I spoke to the most, and I had two very big holes in my life, one after the other. Obviously, losing Alex was very, very hard for everybody and anybody that knew her, because it was a shock with no warning, no message, and it was just very empty and very hard to deal with for a very, very long period of time, to the point where I felt like I found myself very empty, very lost. My direction was missing. My drive was missing. My wants, my goals didn't exist. I kind of just dossed about, didn't really do much. Didn't really progress as much as I should have done in 2024, because instead of using the fuel and want for better, I kind of just accepted the shit and just sat in it pretty much, and just let it overconsume me to the point where there wasn't really much left in me to give much. And then I slowly started to find myself, slowly started to drift into doing like things that I shouldn't be doing. And then a lot of things that I've done in my past came back to bite me as well during this period of time. So I was dealing with a lot of demons, dealing with a lot of life, but I was dealing with it and still dealing with a lot of it, to be honest. Like, it will never really just be done. However, in a much better headspace to deal with things, because life's always going to be hard. You will lose people, you will lose things, you will make mistakes, and you will fuck up, and shit will get real quick. Like, 24 now, nearly 25. Not a junior anymore on the stage, not a child by any respect. Definitely not an adult yet, but in a very good place currently to start doing what it was I was doing before we left off. So I had the podcast, the Unite podcast. We had the coaching. Those were the main things. Like, I'd finally managed to get myself concentrated into just doing set things, not doing too much, because I find it very hard to keep my mind stimulated. Having ADHD and being a mad isn't a blessing all the time. Staying focused on one thing is very hard, but what I do is I go through periods of focus on one thing, get to where it needs to be. When it's at a good point, employ people, take people on so it continues running itself, do it again. However, when you're running your own businesses and you get to a point where everything depends on you, if you're not your best self, if you lose yourself, and if you're not giving your best every single day, those things will start to crumble, because it took 20 hours of work a day to run my online coaching business, alongside editing endless reels, YouTube videos, when the podcast was like chucking out a podcast every week. And then to run an online coaching business, you're the sales, you're the marketing, like at the start when you're not really making enough, you've got to be your own VA. You can't really just get somebody in there to do something that costs money if your business isn't making money. So everything top to bottom I have done myself, and then obviously came and employed people to then do that. And then at the period of everything was happening, I was just going through a bit of a transition where I just taken back control of everything myself. Just fall back on relying on myself, being my worst version of myself, and not really having like the best vision in my mind of like where I wanted to be, because to be honest with you, I didn't really want to be here. Like I just lost somebody very, very close to me, and I didn't really feel like there was much else to lose. So then I was quite happy for everything to just kind of crumble and then just like leave me in my pit to kind of like grovel. But you've got to mourn, you've got to be sad, and you've got to accept things. And obviously through this period, I also lost my Kev self pretty much. But it happens to the best of us, and it happens to everybody. The money, obviously you're running a business, it pays you, it pays the bills, it pays everything, and then you sack the business off and you're not getting paid. So after so long of this period of like not working, it then got to a point where I'm thinking, well, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Then look at other revenue and avenue streams, basically generate really fast income utilizing the same skills that I utilize in my online coaching business, which most of that is marketing yourself, personal brand, capturing behind the camera, being really face one, up close and personal, and giving everything to the people, telling them everything they want to do, giving them all the advice and the information that they need to achieve the goals. So then I applied my marketing tactics to running an OFM. So I started an OnlyFans marketing agency, marketed quite a few people, to be honest, and that did very well very quickly, served its purpose in to give me something to do and keep me busy. And because I wasn't sleeping anywhere, I could stay up 24 hours, which is what you have to do sometimes when you're running these things yourself, like there's no sleep. So I basically utilised all my hours into building up the models and building up the OnlyFans marketing agency. But then after so long of doing that, because I was then starting to find myself become more active, like doing more things, because obviously if you don't have money, you can't do anything. So as the bread was coming in, started doing more things, started to find myself a bit more, doing more things. And I found myself going back into the gym a lot more and wanting to look and feel better and being a better version of myself. And then like weirdos that you talk to on these things, yeah, like, because obviously what a lot of people that watch videos like this don't understand is 99% of the time it's fake and it's staged and it's acting and it's edited and it's not real. It's like not real. Like you can present whatever you want on camera. That presentation of yourself on camera will be perceived however you want to be perceived as a certain person. You can't come on there and half-arse it. You've just got to be proper. So when I do things proper. So obviously through the period of running an OnlyFans marketing agency myself, I utilised myself in it as well to generate even more revenue, which was 100% myself, that wasn't getting split with the model. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's sound. Smashed that for a bit, to be honest. And like, realistically, then I realised I could literally sell anything if I wanted to, like I could sell. I then went down the route of looking at services that I could potentially provide, where people always need services, and then waste. Everyone's always got rubbish, everyone needs to move things. So went down this route, found myself very busy, very active, very out, and got myself into a routine, a working routine. This working routine was absolutely perfect because struggling to do all the gym things that I used to be able to do really easily when I was managing 50, 60, 70 clients and just going my day-to-day life on my laptop, like plodding town to town, city to city. And I thought, yeah, I remember why I didn't get into trade. I know exactly why I left uni, didn't do an LPC, like didn't go and pursue the rest of my degree, and I just sat on my laptop and helped people because, to be honest with you, like the fulfillment and joy you get out of helping somebody, making somebody's life better, helping somebody look better, like endless success stories. My brother had a really bad relationship until I coached him for my photo shoot. And then like with the help of Kimmy as liaison for communication at the time when we were running Unite coaching, I managed to build a relationship with my brother through in the gym pretty much, which I didn't have the whole time we were kids. We used to just batter each other. I met my best friend Alex in the gym at Ultraflex. I met a lot of my friends today in Ultraflex. Like we all we all went to the gym around the same time. Community, and it was a great community to be a part of. I train at Muscle Unit full time, really love the atmosphere, really love the gym. It's convenient, it suits my routine, and being busy and having things to do outside of the gym. Whereas before my whole life was in the gym, I really quickly realised what you guys at home go through when you're like, oh, I don't have time. You do have time, I can do it, but I can see why when it's overwhelming and there's a lot of things on and you're trying to juggle the school run, job, so whatever it is that you're doing alongside going to the gym, meals, it gets hard and it is easy to just miss that one meal. But if you understand what you're doing, tracking macros, etc., it's not that hard at all, because you'll be able to apply yourself, and you will be able to live a healthy lifestyle that's balanced around you for you to achieve the best that you can, because that's all you can do. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, doesn't matter what that person's doing. You get your own personalized guidance, and all you have to do is make sure that you do your best to stick to it. That's what I do now when I'm busy. I've got my plan, my guidance, I've got my set targets of food, steps, what I need to train, and I'll stick to that as best as I can to achieve my goal, which at the moment was getting big. Need a quick clean up so then we can get back to that. So at the moment, pulling food down has been really good because my appetite was done. Enjoying cardio, feeling like mini cut. I didn't even train weights. I mini cut and then 4-week deloaded, and then went into high rocks for like a 4-week training phase. So I had nearly 12 weeks off training as part of this growing phase because I had so many injuries. Mentally, I was drained. Physically, I was drained. So I was still going to the gym. I was staying active. I was running. I was being functional. I was eating loads of food. I was still seeing growth from my muscle, and then at the point where I realised I was getting leaner and started to regress in size, I went straight back into heavy lifting and slowly, progressively overloading again. It's been a massive up-down learning curve experience for me, as it has for many other people. Like, we're going to war, this, that, whatever, it's all mad. 2025 is around the corner, and that being said, 2025 is going to be very much just me doing exactly what it is I know I enjoy doing, which is online coaching, influencing, and helping people. So at the moment, I'm running my 50% offer. That's going to run the whole way through December. Commit yourself to 2025 and you will qualify for the offer. Obviously, you've got to sign up for a minimum of 4 weeks. I'm not looking for no short-term clients at all. A small number of long-term, because some of the other stuff that I still do, my hustles, they're not going anywhere. So numbers are now going to be limited. Quality for those clients. Start dropping results of people. There's people currently prepping for photo shoots. There's people that want to compete. There's a couple off seasons. A couple of newbies that will be absolutely great transformations. All cooking up ready in December now for January. So 2025 is looking good. Put a message out there to everybody and anybody, like, your mental health and your life and your health and the way how you live day to day in your routine is very, very important. You have to prioritize these things. Like, it's all well and good going to the gym and training really hard, being your best self, looking your best self, etc. But if you're weak up here and you're going home and you don't really like say the best things to yourself, and you're stressing about things that you probably could switch off about, or there's things that are eating you up there, or things that you've done that you need to admit to, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what the problems are that you've got. There is always a way out. Do not take the easy way out, and do not ever fucking give up. Like, whatever you do, speak to people, verbalize your problems, and be open, right? I'm being open right now about everything, to be honest, and I feel so much better about myself because it's something that I've always been able to do. I've always had my social media platform where I could go and I could blog and I could vlog and I could talk about my life and do this and that. I could get support, I could get advice. The course of events that have happened this year, I realised a lot of the emptiness I was feeling was because I wasn't fulfilling my potential. And I've been doing what I've been doing since like 2018 I've wanted to do this. 2017 I wanted to do this. 2018 I started doing this. And then obviously I've had this page for years. So this has been a massive part of my life, to the point where, like, KC Coaching was actually my name and people call me Coach Kev to this day. Starting to develop a new name, Big Kev, which has been said to me by a lot of people, and I want to keep that one. So once I'm big enough, it's just going to be strictly Big Kev, but for now, Coach Kev it is. And as a coach, for me, it's all about helping my clients be better. Not just physically, mentally, in every aspect of their life. The impacts that I want to have on all my clients is one where they're going off and they're telling other people this, that, whatever. To this day, I'm always getting messages saying, "Oh, you coach this person, can you coach me?" On the back end of this year, I've just posted a little bit about my own fitness journey, and people have been obviously asking for guidance, which for me is very fulfilling and great to know that I still come across and have the image of Coach Kev, and you all want to come to me and get coached by me, which obviously that is where I find my happiness pretty much, because other than that, what else is there? Because you can work, you can earn money, you can do whatever, get in your routine and all this, that, but when you're going to work, that specific part, that thing work, where you're earning your living with the things for you to pay for what you need to do, fulfill you in some sort of way, because it won't last if not, and this is what I enjoy doing. So I'm going to work with set people and just make a bit of an impact really, because I have done already, and I'm going to just keep doing it as we grow up and mature into adult Kev. I had a chat with my friend Ash, had a bit of a call. Obviously he called me from HMP because due to an indiscretion, he is no longer free to roam the world. He's currently locked up, and big support of mine, like he came into my life quite late, but we do you know what I mean? Like when you know somebody, boom, and then that was just that. So when you're around the right people and you can be yourself every day, it's good. And obviously that was Ash to me, and obviously Ash is also gone. So he's going to be back. Obviously I've not lost Ash forever. I've not lost Alex forever, not lost no one forever, because obviously there's more to this world than what you see. For Ash specifically, like, spoke to him yesterday, and I'm going to put some of our conversation on here, because obviously some of that was a message to you guys to know what's what and how he feels about what's happened, because if you listen back to our podcast that we've done before,
Pushing a lot, like I'm running out of time, going fucking psycho, putting me behind my door with children. Learned lessons within myself as well. Only 3.5 hour bang up when that.
which that podcast that me and Ash filmed was the day that I actually found out that I lost Alex.
Come on, Kev. Woo!
My phone went off, I checked it. If you watch the podcast, it kind of cuts off at the end, it never really got finished. Podcast is where it all went wrong, pretty much, to where we are today, and obviously missing people. But I'm going to play the conversation with Ash anyway, because obviously he said things on there, didn't finish some things.
But then even still, like, you never trust the system. So I'm walking into these people, handing myself in, and I go up to a woman, I say, "What have I done?" She said, I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I'm just stood there waiting in the waiting area, whatever. 3 hours, nearly 2 hours has passed yet. Coming to the third hour. 2 coppers come downstairs and they just arrested me, bro. You wanted since February for driving offence. You're either going to go to court at 1 p.m. or you're going tomorrow at 8 a.m. You either have to go to Leeds or you're going to Barnsley. We don't know nothing. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm thinking I've done here, me, dusted. I went straight, they put me on the bus. I went to Barnsley Crown Court, like Barnsley Court, whatever court it was next door. And then they just literally put me straight into court. I did me hard on no insurance.
What did you get a fine?
680. So if I had actually gone to court for this year, I'd have got a double ban and a 12-month ban. Whereas like this time round, I've ended up with my licence and 6 points. So I don't know if it's worked out in my favour or what, but
That is mad. That is fucking mad.
It's not
You
even-
couldn't write it, man. You could not write it.
no, you can't. I don't know. Like it's easy in that, like online coaching, doing this and that. But when during like people actually rely on you, like mentally, bro, if you're not your best version of yourself. So I've basically like
Yeah, trust me, literally that.
I had to take this step back in it, but now I'm feeling like I'm a better version of myself from everything that's happened. I feel like I could probably help a lot more people. So I'm gonna start getting more into like psychology and understanding the brain and actually like understanding pathways and how to activate certain pathways in your brain. Obviously, magic mushrooms. I feel like the hardest thing, is not letting your mind go fucking crazy.
Oh, trust me, bro. You have to tell me about that. Why do you think I'm fucked in my head?
Would you vote for me if I run for Prime Minister?
That's a big change, you know what I mean? I'm sat there like, you're not, unless if you came to me and was like, oh, do you know what it is, Ashley, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to become Prime Minister, I want you to vote for me, but I'm just going to be a puppet. I'm just going to fucking tell them, do you know what I mean? Like, if you, I'd literally look at you and I'd call you a dickhead, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be like, are you fucking mad? Because if you were just going to run that role and not actually make a change and you're going to sit there and say, oh, I'm just going to be a puppet and do what they tell me to do, I'd be like, nah, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Nah, you're too real, man.
Be yourself, bro. You can be yourself and not have two fucks given. Like, trust me, I'm telling you, you just got to do it in the right way. You just got to play the game as the game is played, but in your way, and not fuck up. And know that people, and know when you play it your way, people are gonna come down to hunt you down. If you're rich, bro, you're able to get away with a lot of things. Like, all right, let's just put it into this situation. Look at P Diddy. Look at how long he went on for doing all this booky ass weird shit. Yeah, for so long because of how rich he is. When I think about my shit, I'm gonna meditate on him, and I'm gonna have like a really. Because obviously, when I was reading 180 Degrees, it talks about connecting yourself on a different path. And I know I connect with myself a lot. I internally speak to myself a lot as well in it. But I think I need to still build more of a connection internally. And because my gut, I feel gut things, and I think, yeah, this is like, I know that's right.
How has your year been? How can you be better next year? Did it go wrong? Did it go right? If it went right, rinse and repeat. I beg, do not stop doing what you're doing. Keep that routine. But if you can be better, just list 3 things that you can do better next year and 1 thing that you did well. I'm just going to say thank you guys for listening. Obviously, this is not realistically anything that I usually do. I don't blog at all. Like, we had the podcast. The podcast is coming back. A roundup of the last one, the Unite podcast. It's done now. And it's going to be called This Is Life podcast. And I'm just going to go through life pretty much now, just interviewing and speaking to the vast array of people that I've walked life with, that I've learned from, that are successful, that you want to hear from, because I'm very fortunate and privileged to have them in my DMs and my messages, because I've been doing what I've been doing for a very long time, and I'm just going to continue doing what I was doing before, but in a more relaxed fashion. Not so much like set up and whatever, just however it gets done. If it's me going out to see them in the gym, vlogging it while I'm with them, for you guys to then see tips and tricks of training, information, and just stuff to know about how they got to where they need to be and how they got to where they are today, then I'll go out, I'll train with them, I might vlog it. If it's podcast, it's podcast. It's just because there's a lot to life. Life's hard, and obviously I feel like I've had a lot of life now at quite a young age to be able to help other people make decisions and to not skip mistakes and whatever it is that I can do, because I've also guided and helped and coached a lot of people into being better. So I feel myself to be more than qualified to continue doing what I was doing before, whereas obviously when I felt a bit shit about myself, smoking loads of weed, not doing what I need to be doing, I didn't really feel like I had any right to be on this camera trying to tell people how to live their lives, and I didn't know what I was doing anyway. So here it is, guys, we're keeping it real now. 2025 is around the corner. This is life.